Hi, I'm Peter Cordone. This is my CS573 final project video. I chose to visualize electrical usage data sets. I was looking for seasonal patterns of usage, visualizing the data, looking to see if any kind of patterns like that emerged. I started with my own personal electric consumption data, but then pivoted to this MFRED data set where the authors basically collected in 10-second intervals reactive power and electrical power consumption for varying size apartments, 390 units total for the year 2019. So you can see I started out with a scatter plot. This was the different accounts of electrical data that I have at my house. And I moved on to a stacked bar chart. Again, this was across year for an account where the account is a drop down. Then I moved to a radial bar chart because I thought that it would help to show the cyclical usage patterns. I incorporated brushing so that the user could select what year they wanted to show, and then there was a drop down for the account. Here you can see the year 2019, and then 2020, 2021, and just 2021. I then pivoted to this MFRED data set because it was much more richer. There was a lot more data. The 10-second interval data set was 4 gigabytes, so it was really too large to work with. So I used the 15-minute aggregate. And in these, you can see I plotted it as a radial by time of day. I was looking for electrical usage patterns by time of day. This was a radial line chart, but you can see that it was too many lines, too much data, really didn't indicate much, and I had brushing by month there. So I changed this to do a radial chart for each apartment group where there was a series of concentric circles. Again, you can see time of day. The challenge here was that using one scale, I did a heat map here so that darker green shows more electrical usage, lighter green is less. But with one common scale for all the apartment group types, because they vary in square footage size and electrical usage, the lower usage units got kind of drowned out. Here you can see you can pick an individual apartment group type. So I pivoted then so that each apartment group type basically had its own green scale, if you will, use the full color range for the range of data for that apartment group type. And the data definitely became more, you could see patterns more. It wasn't so washed out. And then I also, this was 1 hour increments up top, and then I supported 15-minute time intervals so you get a richer kind of usage pattern. You can see there's a bug in this image because the heavy usage is at midnight. That's because I wasn't accounting for UTC time zone. So I pre-processed the data. I wrote a preprocessor in JavaScript to make the data more manageable, and the performance of the visualizations above was pretty poor due to the amount of data. And here you can see, this iteration where it's showing a 1 hour interval. This was the final project in the end. You can see that this is showing again the 1 hour, and you can see I fixed that time issue. Heavier usage here starts typically around 1800 hours, which is 6 o'clock, and runs through 10 o'clock at night. And then you can see early in the morning, this is on the Eastern time zone, lower usage. I can pop up the visualization here, and you can see that I can select all or individual unit types. I can multiple select the types that I want to compare usage across. So you can see, again, the darker green is heavier electrical usage. You can see I can do brushing here. If we switch the time interval to 15 minutes, we get a richer kind of resolution, and then I can brush. I change the context brushing to be by week. So you can narrow this down, say, to even a single week or part of a week here, and you can brush across and see how that usage changes. I also allowed in the context selection the minimum on the y-axis here can use either the zero, this is zero based, or the minimum. So then this really draws out some of the some of the usage. You could see there's more around these weeks 24, 25, which is in the summer. So you can probably air conditioning usage there. Also, you can switch to KVR, and that's reactive power. And you can read up more to understand what that is, but essentially, air conditioning equipment, high inductive loads are going to consume more reactive power. So not a big surprise. You see that in those summer weeks again. So, and that is my final presentation. I hope you enjoy this visualization. I did send it off to the authors of the paper, so it'd be interesting to see if they reply. Thank you.